University of Virginia incident last night. John Whitbeck, good to have you, man.
Good morning, John.
What's on your mind?
Well, I really, it's a really sad day again for Charlottesville. I mean, we saw a horrible incident, a few weeks ago that everybody from the president on down has condemned the racism and the bigotry that was on display of specific hate groups like the KKK and white nationalists. But, one of the things that we've been talking about is the erasing of history and the slippery slope that it is created when people like Ralph Northam and his ticket mates are calling for the complete removal of Confederate statues. Now, certainly there's contextualizing that can be done with these Confederate statues, but it's taken it a step further that we were all afraid of, and those worst fears have come true. Protesters last night, about 100 people, including faculty members, not just a bunch of students, not just a bunch of college kids doing their thing, faculty members paid for by Virginia taxpayers, were calling for basically the vandalism of the Thomas Jefferson statue at UVA. This political correctness run amok, the extreme left desire to erase our history, we can't let this happen. And really, it's the responsibility of the Charlottesville police and the university to do something about it, because these are criminal offenses. You can't vandalize public land and public monuments without consequences, and we need something done about it. And we're just really upset about it because we knew this was going to happen. And what's next? They're going to try to rename Washington D.C. To some new name. It's crazy what's going on now with this political correctness run amok.
What exactly happened last night? I just saw it come over the wire. Can you just elaborate on what actually happened?
So last evening there was a protest by Black Lives Matter and various other groups. Like I said, about 100 people. They went to the Thomas Jefferson statue at UVA, and I first heard about it real early this morning by watching Facebook video of some of the various folks that were there. And there's quite a bit of video about it. And in fact, one guy had his video shared about 30,000 times. And it's basically the group of about 100 people, students, faculty, and people that live in Charlottesville coming to the statue. They covered it with a tarp, stood by it, called him Thomas Jefferson a symbol of white supremacy. That and certainly we agree with the condemnation of racism and bigotry, but these folks took it too far, and it's now being sort of going mini viral on the internet now. Just basically just the kind of crazy. The protest went beyond just sort of a protest. They shrouded the statue in black. They called him a racist and a rapist. This Thomas Jefferson, this not Robert E. Lee, mind you. And they took this to a level that we've never seen before. And, and if you watch some of the videos, it's really interesting because there was a couple of gentlemen that came to remove the black shroud that they put on him afterwards. And this is late last night, and I saw the video of this, and the leaders of the protest, one of which that was standing up on the statue during the whole thing, is screaming at the guys trying to remove the statue. All white people should stand with us and whatever. And then it kind of escalated from there to basically debates over the $15 minimum wage, and one guy's running around saying we should convert the country to socialism, and the next one is there's somebody that you can't see them, but they basically say all white people are racist, and it's that kind of rhetoric that it drowns out their message of denouncing hatred and bigotry, which we all agree with. But look, Virginia is the cradle of democracy. We have some of the most important people in the history of the world, not just the history of this nation, but the history of the world. And Thomas Jefferson's one of them. And I think you have to really ask yourself as a Virginian, are we going to tolerate this type of political correctness run amok and, frankly, criminal activity? And I just think we need to stand against it.